So many times they show it. So many times.
Allison and I made it out to Sawtell once again. We're doing a little second tour of Sawtell today. We did what did we do last time? We did ramen.
We did Daikakuya ramen. We're
So
having more
today,
ramen today.
We're trying a different ramen. This is Tsujita NX, and it is popular for the garlic. To pile loads and loads of garlic onto this. So we're gonna, well, since we're both having garlic, we can be near each other and not be totally offensive. But,
it's fine. We've smelled each other being gross.
Being gross, for sure. So this is, for me, my favorite ramen in all of Los Angeles. And we're going to get to it in just a moment.
That was the ramen happy dance.
This is our ramen. Take a look at that. I'm going to try and do this crazy spin around. I don't know if I'm going to succeed at doing this.
Nailed it.
We've got all the bean sprouts. We've got the pork chashu. We've got the beautiful egg right
That's
here.
all his.
And then we're gonna add the spicy
cabbage
sauce.
In here.
The more garlic is coming,
here comes
and
the
we are
garlic.
going to thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
This garlic's gonna go in this bad boy, but first we're gonna separate this out. So we're going to add the spicy spice, maybe.
Oh
a
my
couple of those
God.
there.
You're
And
a
then
madman.
it has like instructions inside of the bar of like how much garlic to put to make it like amazing. I just max out, so we're just gonna go. I might put all of this. I'm gonna start off with like 3 and like 4. Mix all of this goodness up. Get all the garlic in there. Get all of the spice in there. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a taste. Oh, yeah. Perfection. And then we pour. Look at all that garlic at the bottom. I'm in my happy place.
You'll notice Wes has on a wet
shirt.
Let's try
Later
that
it's going to
again.
be a wet t-shirt contest.
Wes has on a white shirt for ramen day, which I think is a bold move.
Yeah.
Like,
Better.
bib it up like it's a lobster joint.
So what are your first impressions? The noodles are different. Everything here is different than what you're used to with Daikakuya.
I was saying, we're doing ramen again. Like, we already did ramen in the last one. And he was like, ramen's different. And I was like, is it? It is. This is really good. The noodles are really thick. And I like them. They're good with this sauce. The sauce, or the broth, excuse me. The broth is very different.
You should give a little bit of the it's not that spicy.
I don't like the smell of it. Whoa. No sir. No sir, no ma'am.
I like my spice to be somewhere between
The
normal
fifth ring of hell.
and I'm going to be very sick later in the day.
This is so gross. All I can smell is chilies and garlic. And it's like right by my face.
It is.
And it is pungent, my friends.
The garlic here is no joke. It is pungent, and you will not have friends for 24 hours after
I will
you
say,
come here.
I think the garlic is the smell that kind of put me off a little bit.
I love garlic, but I don't think I'd want to smell it 24/7. Moment of truth. How'd they do with this little egg? Oh.
White shirt on ramen day?
Foolish. Clean. Oh, but it was on the dark. We're safe. Uh-oh. What?
I got it.
Gross. Thank you.
Friendship.
Meal number 1 done and a success. Allison, what do you feel about Daikakuya versus Tsujita NX?
I like Daikakuya better. The noodles were really good at, where did we just go?
Tsujita NX.
Can't say that. Tsujita. I like the noodles. They worked well with that broth. But overall, I like a thinner noodle. I like that oilier. More like
heavier,
porky,
like
heavier. Like you can really taste the pork flavor in the sauce a lot more at Daikakuya.
it's very like when I think of like comfort food. Tsujita's a good ramen.
It was
So,
good. It was just different.
do any of you have this problem? I breathe out of my mask, no matter how tight I make it. My glasses fog up. So I either take my glasses off
Weird nose
and I'm blind.
I put the wire part underneath and it stays. You can't
Nose.
tell, but I'm smugly smiling.
All right, so the second restaurant on our
I gotta do this so you guys can see.
on our tour de Sawtell this time around is we are going to
Chinchikuren. There it is.
and it's an okonomiyaki place, which you guys are soon going to see, and it's like delicious. A lot of people describe it as kind of like a Japanese pizza. It is not in any way, shape, or form a pizza. It's like an egg pancake kind of at the bottom that holds it on a bed of noodles, and then on the noodles you've got your different toppings, and it can be meats and cheeses and mayonnaise and sauces and things like that. And this one had it one time, so we decided to come back, but we're trying a different one today.
Last time we got the Goan. We each got one, and it was so much fucking food.
So much food.
So today we're sharing the classic, and we added green onion.
And it's gonna be delicious.
Oh,
Thank
it looks
you.
so good.
Look at all of this right now. Here we are with the okonomiyaki. The classic okonomiyaki.
It's noodles, it's cabbage, it's eggs, it's some sort of sauce. It's
Like
green onions.
This little sauce is
It
like
is sesame seeds.
I don't even know what that sauce is. They even cut it like little slices of pizza, and this is why people call it like Japanese pizza.
You have a choice between crunchy noodle or soft noodle, and we did crunchy noodle.
Which is, oh my god, that's good.
And I have no regrets, not
Sorry.
even one. You know what I just thought of, and I didn't want to, but because I'm now so grossed out, you have to be too. Fecal sacks.
You guys,
Be careful when you're out there getting yourself an education.
yeah, we were watching Vox, if you guys know what Vox is. It's this really cool sort
It's
of
dope.
news channel that talks about huge range of topics. They're really great.
Let me put it this way. I like to eat a lot. In fact, I think I'm done eating right now because I thought of this. If you're looking for a diet plan that you know you can stick to,
Kind of like that.
watch the Vox episode on birds and find out what fecal sacs are.
There's a Vox episode that's called
Nests.
Why There's
Something
No
about nests.
Poop in Birds' Nests. You will find a wealth of information. This girl had a nest of birds that hatched in her patio, and she documented and noticed some very disturbing things about
Truly.
the birds. We'll just say the mayonnaise reminded her of this episode we watched this morning, and I think you should all go watch it.
And they show it so much. They
Many
show
times.
it so many times.
Many times.
Like an unnecessary number of times.
Oh, that was like a crispy.
No, that sounded good.
All right, if you guys get okonomiyaki and they offer crispy versus soft noodle, I'm sure that's
You
a
want
regional thing,
crispy.
like whether it's a Hiroshima style or at Chinchikuren, you can have it your way. It's like Burger King practically. Oh, I just had like a sack.
Whoa.
Guys, watch that video. It's great.
So many times they show it.
So many
times.
Can we comment on Allison's old lady purse hook
Thank
that she
you.
puts at the end of bars or tables to hold her purse? See, hooks onto the purse, goes on the table. That way she never loses her purse. But this is where we ended up. I think I did it looks like I killed 3. The rest is going home. Bye-bye. Full as we may be.
There's still a sweet tooth to be appeased.
Hi.
Hi.
Look at these yummy things. Look, cream puff gets filled with this. Awesome.
Yeah.
Look at all these options. Green tea, Oreo cookie crumble. Oh, that's like a donut. And then honey butter. Okay, I got my beard papa going on. And this, you guys saw, like it's just this little cream puff thing that is filled with this like lovely vanilla little.
Sorry.
I just realized I didn't get any napkins. Oh.
Oh!
I mean,
Hot Mess Express.
look at all of that. Oh, it's so good. Look at all of that
Nasty.
gooey, nummy goodness. And right about now, I'm kind of thinking of that bird video that we watched earlier today. I mean, they showed it so many times.
So many times.
The pastry is like the lightest pastry.
It is very fluffy.
It's super fluffy, light, flaky. It's not dense at all like a donut or like any bread. It's just like air. It's like chewing air filled with vanilla. And it's so lightly sweet. One of the things that I like most about Japanese desserts is, in general, they don't use a lot of sugar. It's a very light dessert. So when you eat it, you've got almost just this pure taste of vanilla, at least in this, without any overwhelming sugar or sweetness added to it. And so when you eat it, it's not like when you eat a heavy cake and you're like, I feel so heavy. I feel like I've eaten so much. Like, this doesn't give you that at all. It just is a nice, it's like eating a cloud.
I feel like I have a solid Candace vibe today. I'm watching you do your thing. I just kind of have like this face the whole time.
I don't know who Candace is.
It's Casey Neistat's wife.
Yeah, there's a YouTuber, one of the most famous YouTubers, Casey Neistat. Does some really cool stuff. One of my idols. I'm trying to learn as much as I can watching his stuff.
Candace is the dopest. That's his wife.
Candace is his wife, and she's pretty freaking awesome. Like, she just has this like chill vibe all the time. And anyway, that's what she's talking about. So she's my Candace today. Sawtell's a winner. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, I love this street. I also like Little Tokyo downtown, but there's just so many restaurant choices on Sawtell. This is in West Los Angeles. Choices for dessert, there's boba, there's taiyaki, which is like the little fish-shaped pastry that you can get filled with ice cream or custard or
basically, if you're like, I want to try a bunch of stuff I've never had before, it's your one-stop shop.
Yeah, so kind of cool. So I'm wearing these cargo shorts today, and I stuck them in the cargo pockets, right? Because I'm using them for utilitarian reasons. They actually work as cargo pockets. Only to get to the restaurant, change the battery, and find that the cargo pockets have a massive hole. So I lost my extra batteries. Now, thankfully, they weren't Canon batteries. They were these aftermarket ones that I got on Amazon for cheaper. And it's probably a good sign. I should probably be using Canon products, not aftermarket and an expensive camera. But as Allison just pointed out, she just found one in my other pocket.
What are these pants?
So there's a magic portal. Things fall out of the big pocket and go into the other pocket. Who knew?
It's the same maker of the Mary Poppins handbag.
So I thought I lost 2 batteries. As it turns out, I only lost 1 battery. But I think I'm still going to replace it with a Canon battery, so I'm not taking risk using an aftermarket battery with a good camera. Anyway, that's the moral of the story. The moral of the story, that's not a moral. Bye.
Bye.
So update on the battery situation. So we know I lost my battery earlier. Alice showed you the giant hole in the pants because I swear, so I got out of the car and I shoved the batteries into this pocket thinking that I could carry them. Anyway, so then we get to where we're eating and the battery dies in this camera. I'm back on the Canon right now. And the battery dies, so I reach into my pocket and the battery is gone. And I didn't bring my camera bag with me because I put them in my pocket. And so I was like, oh crap.
I just want to point out, I offered when he pulled the batteries out to put them in my bag. Put them in my purse.
But I had them in my cargo pant pocket.
If a lady says, do you want me to carry that in my purse? Sure, is I think the correct answer.
So I lost my batteries. And after we were done, we did a walk all the way back to the car, scanning the road, scanning the sidewalk,
we were just
everything.
Like, hops.
And we got back to the car, didn't find my blue batteries.
No.
Got back to the car, she did find a GoPro battery on the floor next to the car.
His, not a random one.
Which is mine. So here's the long story short. Got back in the car. Oh, and on the way back, as she's kind of looking in my pocket, she sees in my regular pocket, not the
at the end of our whole day,
something blue, and she goes, "What's that?" And I reach into my regular pocket that you throw your keys in, and out of that pocket comes one of my batteries that I was sure that I lost. So that one was there, and I was like, oh, well, great. Then I guess I lost the other battery, but I thought the Canon battery was in the camera. Fast forward,
up that bag.
So we just got home, and I grabbed this thing, and I was like, that's just so weird. I wonder if the battery's in the bottom of the bag, and I just grabbed the GoPro, because I have a extra GoPro battery. So it was a good thing we found it. And so I opened this up and looked in the bottom of the bag, and there was nothing in the bottom of the bag. But then I was like, what is this little lump here? And I opened this little guy up, and there was one of my batteries in here, which is now in the camera so that I can be using it right now. So that battery never made it into my pocket. The other blue battery that I thought was the Canon battery was in the camera, and that's the one that died. And then the other one that I thought I lost was actually in my top pocket. None of them were actually in my cargo pocket, except maybe the GoPro battery, which I didn't even need because I didn't even use my GoPro today. So the GoPro battery went into the pocket with a hole. That fell out by the car and sat there for, I don't know, an hour or so. And then Allison found that when we got back. And then I've been freaking out the whole time that I lost both of these batteries. And both of these batteries were where they belonged, in the camera in the bag, and in my regular pocket. So I didn't lose any batteries at all. They were all exactly where they belonged.
Fiend. And they show it so much. They
Many
show
times.
it so many times.
Many times.
Like an unnecessary number of times.
Oh.